Hi everyone, I'm Gautam aka The Seeker of Wisdom. I'm a manifestation coach, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to manifest a better relationship with your parents. Now, before I do so, I'd like to remind you guys I am available for coaching, so I offer hourly, monthly, email, and DM coaching along with premium coaching right now, which is basically unlimited calls and unlimited DMs. So be sure to email me or DM me for pricing information and to figure out what plans may be suitable for you, and we can take it from there. I also have two different Facebook groups right now. I have a free Facebook group where I'll post resources from time to time, as well as you guys get early access to my videos, and you guys will have discounts as well. And I also have a paid Facebook group where I'll be answering questions, going on live 3 to 4 times a month, and giving out freebies in the form of like courses, for example. So this month of December, we are giving away the remove your third party course for absolutely no charge, and I'll be also giving out free exclusive resources for the paid Facebook group. So it's a monthly subscription. So if you guys need any information on that, again, email me as well. I also have a mailing list where I post articles from time to time, as well as my latest offers for coaching. I also have a Manifest Your SP bundle, which consists of the Manifest Your SP course, remove your third party course, 2 months worth of DMs, and 4 1 hour call sessions. And last but not least, I also have my self concept masterclass. Again, if you guys need any information on this, I'll leave my contact info in the description down below so that you guys can reach out to me for any of those informations. So without further ado, guys, let's get to it. So what kind of prompted me to make this video was a conversation with a client where we were talking about our relationship with our parents, and I just thought that this would be a good one to really talk about, because um, I just feel like, especially in like a brown setting, but like also in other cultures as well, I feel like, relationship with parents is something that more and more people are talking about in the community. At least that's something that I have noticed, and I thought this is worth making because I feel like it's just one of the most important relationships, right? It's not just always about SP and things like that. Like, family relationships are really, really important, and many of us have childhood traumas and things like that because of family related things, and that sometimes gets suppressed, and sometimes it's very subtle, and it's like one of those things where it's a small crack in the beginning, and then as time goes by it really becomes something very severe. And so this is really for people who really want to manifest a better relationship with their parents, not because it's a necessity, because truth be told it's not, but because it's nice to have something that really enhances your life, I would say. So that's the perspective that I come at it from, and the reason why I really was inclined to talk about this is because I at one point had to improve my relationship with my parents as well. And I was just looking at my journey, and how it is and things like that, and I thought, what, this would be a fun video to make, and here we are. So as a brown kid, right, if I'm doing like what I'm doing right now, which is like YouTube and coaching and things like that, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now without the support of my folks. And I really want to like from the bottom of my heart thank them, and really, like, I'm so appreciative and grateful for what they have given me right now. And it's not about, I'm not talking about permission per se, but like what I am really talking about in my context at least is giving their blessings to me, like, hey, we support you, we are proud of you, go for it. And it wasn't always like that, right? And that's what I wanted to really talk about, is how did I get to this point. So for context, right, growing up, like, sometimes, especially in childhood, I always got into a lot of trouble, and it wasn't really fun to be in the receiving end of parents all the time. And so what happened was, like, the fear started to develop with my parents, and as I started to grow up and go into my teens, that fear became anger, right? So we all go through that kind of rebellious phase in teens, right? So I was such an absolute jerk at one point, like maybe we're talking like 11, 12. But as time went by, like, it changed, of course, and I really started to be grateful for what my parents gave me, especially when I saw what my peers were going through sometimes when they didn't have a good family background. This was all pre-manifesting, of course. We are talking like 10 years ago, which is really surreal to even say, but this was all like decade ago, right? And I started to really become grateful. And what happened was, I started to notice a change in behavior in my folks. So they really changed in a way that it really felt like a dramatic shift. Like my dad was more allowing of me, like going, doing what I like, and and things like that. Basically, they were more easygoing. They gave me a lot of freedom as a teenager. Like that was huge. That really was huge, and they were really forgiving as well, which I never thought I would be able to receive. And a large part of it, I believe, like looking back at my life at least, was because of the fact that I really had one, strong thing for them, which is gratitude. I always appreciated like whatever that they did for me, and I always looked at it from their lens as well. And so what that did for me was, like really change the tide in my favor. So that's one thing I'll definitely tell you guys to do, is being grateful for all their existing good qualities. Now, mind you, when I first started off, there were things that I wish they would do better, of course, 100%. But one thing that I really did was to, despite that, be grateful for the qualities that I really admired about them, what they provided for me, right? Like, for context, right? Like, I came from India and I'm now currently in Singapore. Just that alone itself to me was a big deal, because what that did for me, right? Like the comfort, the quality of life that I'm having right now was because of them. And if it wasn't for their sacrifices, I wouldn't be here where I'm at right now. And just that itself gave me so much of gratitude. And so gratitude is such a powerful tool. Like when we talk about the power of gratitude in the manifesting community, I still feel like a lot of people really don't get how powerful it really, really is. Because once you really have that gratitude instilled in you, and when it's like super like second nature for you, it really like is a game changer, I would say. And I was really able to notice the power of gratitude, especially when it came to the context of my parents. Second thing is seeing them for what they are. They are people too, right? They have their own set of flaws. They are going through their own journey, and it's really about seeing that and recognizing that, and really being like open to forgiving them from time to time, like wherever necessary. Like I feel like in a lot of my client stories, one thing that I've noticed was a lot of them are at only dealing with the idea that, and I dealt with it much earlier than many of my clients are right now, and that's the idea that parents are people too. Because in an Asian context, right, like parents are sometimes like kind of and they do this, I don't know if it's a subtle thing or if they do it to kind of like hold on to a certain impression, but like parents are always like perceived from a kid's perspective as like flawless beings, right? Like we are always like looking up to them and things like that. But as we grow older, one thing that we recognize, as especially as adults, is like we see through that. Like we see that they too are human beings with flaws, and they are going through their own journey and things like that. And the way that I understand as to why they kind of put up this image is because they really want to be a positive role model to their kids, and they really want their kids to be better than them. So the motives and intentions there aren't like bad, I would say. It's really coming from a place of love, of course. And but when you see them as like like human beings who are capable of actually like doing a mistake and things like that, you'll be more, it's easier to forgive them for the quote unquote mistakes that they might have done in your childhood. And that is something that I had to really like see it as, what, they are people too. Like what's the big deal? Like relax. It's not like when I become a parent, for example, it's not like I'm going to be like 100% like flawless. I'm probably going to make a few mistakes here and there, right? But the thing is, we learn from it and we improve. And that's the way I see them as well. And when I saw it from that perspective, what it allowed me to do was let go of any resentment I may have. And that was the thing that I really want to talk about, is the potential kind of old story that we may be clinging on to. And so like recognizing this and letting go of any past resentments and things like that would really help you to heal your relationship with your folks. And this is really, really powerful. And the other thing you guys can do is the regular like inner conversations, for example, and really like hearing the apology from them, or really writing a letter from their perspective to yourself, and really reading that over and over and over again until you feel it real, right? So it's a Neville technique that many of you may be familiar with already. So these kinds of things, like employing these kinds of techniques to really make use of, whatever you have, your imagination, and using it to really have a positive dialogue with your folks if you don't have any, and really um, coming at it from the perspective, like, okay, come at it from a place of love, right? Come at it from the perspective, not from the perspective of like trying to fight with them, but rather in the perspective that, hey, like, I really want to improve my relationship with you, right? It's more about building a better future with them rather than fighting with them with regarding the old story and things like that. It's not about, hey, you did this to me, how dare you, but rather the nature of the conversations or the nature of the letter must be something along the lines of, you know I love you, and I'm grateful for all that you've done, and hearing the apology if necessary from them, and making it more of a loving conversation more than anything. So that's how I would approach it, using techniques. And also, you can always affirm that your parents are always good people who always have the best intentions at heart, and they always does things that are favorable for you. And if you are kind of still like living under their roof, and you are you want your way, sometimes you can always say, like, they're always giving me the freedom to do whatever I want, and they are very reasonable people. I can always reason with them. They want what I want. Their interests are in complete alignment to mine, and things like that, right? So the main thing is letting go of any unfavorable perceptions you may have, and making your life easier for yourself. And a large part of it really boils down to letting go of the old story, adopting the new, and forgiving them for anything that they may have done. Revise it if necessary. For those of you who don't know what revision is, the quick introduction is like, basically, you're altering the past event to something favorable, right? So the idea is that there are infinite parallel realities, and there are different scenarios, and you are essentially aligning yourself with a favorable past when you are revising something. So therefore, when you have revised something, you are attracting future events based on the revised set of events rather than your actual past that went through. So that's the power of revision there, right? So use that to your advantage, revise things, and what you're going to manifest as a result of that is a quality relationship. So gratitude, forgiveness, revision, maintaining favorable inner dialogue with them, and things like that. And also, what kind of words are you using to describe them? Are you saying like they are stubborn, unreasonable, or things like that? Or are you using things like they are very loving, caring people, reasonable people, easygoing, loyal people, folks who give me unconditional love, and things like that? What kind of words are you using to describe them, right? And if you kind of notice that and change that accordingly, in alignment to your goals and desires, that will be a huge game changer as well. So this is how you manifest a better relationship with your parents. I really felt like in the festive season it was really appropriate to talk about this. And because I think spending our festive seasons with our loved ones is a blessing, and I really thought that this was worth sharing. So guys, thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, be sure to leave a comment and a like down below. Turn on the bell notification so that you guys will know when I upload a new video every single week. And when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away 1 week worth of DM coaching for free. So if you want to enter that, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow my Secret of Wisdom page, and you guys will be automatically entered into the contest. So guys, thank you for watching. Stay safe and happy manifesting. Peace.